when he's out there, when he's grown, if he hasn't been eaten beforehand, when he's grown to a big sea turtle, that sea turtle has another system on top of these two that I've been talking about, and the third system depends upon what the turtle experts call a map sense in his head. And he knows the beach that he wants to get to, and he can locate it with the help of the compass on the magnetic field in his head, on the map that he carries in his head, and he can get back with absolute certainty from the open ocean to the beach that he wants. And that's the beach where he was hatched. And the various turtles don't mix up the beaches. They all go to the right beach. Now, one of those beaches, one of them, there are plenty of them, are in Florida. But they also nest turtles, various kinds of them, in the Ascension Island. Now, you know where Ascension Island is. All Americans are ever so good at geography, you know. They all tell you where Ascension Island is. Well, if you were in the Second World War, you know that a lot of these long-distance flights had to refuel at Ascension. Now, Ascension is only the smallest pin in a haystack of a place, right in the midst of the trackless Atlantic Ocean. And those turtles find the right beach, the right species finds the right beach and deposits the eggs there. Now, they do it with the map sense they have and the magnetic sensing in their heads. Now, the map sensing and the magnetic sensing are all written down in their genetic code. Now, I've worked, you know, for donkey's years in, I didn't say anything about my own species, but I've worked for donkey's years in laboratories. And I have learned that that in biology they believe that the turtle, like other reptiles and dinosaurs, are lower species, more primitive. Now here you've got an absolutely primitive, morphologically, reptile, the turtle. I'm sorry. That was just simply a Freudian slip, nothing else than that. How does he do it? Well, you think of this. I have learned in the course of my many years in the lab that if you can translate a concept into another language, then you understand that concept. If you really want to know whether you've understood a sentence, try and translate it into Finnish, or into German, or into French, or into Norwegian, and then you will know if you understood the concept. Now you think of the Creator having the concept of fixing these little animals up with the instrumentation they need to live, and then putting down those concepts into the language of the genetic code, which he's done. And we're still working on it, how he's done it, because it's such a superb system of information storage and retrieval that we still can't do it with all our instruments today. Now, there are lots of poor pilots' wives who, the pilot having missed Ascension Island, did get a pension. But the turtles don't get that. I don't know whether they have wives and that sort of basis of pensioning that we do, but anyway, they hit Ascension Island. Now, think what that means. I've translated lots and lots of stuff into other languages. I've translated most of my books, and there are about 40 of them, into English, or my daughter's done it, one of the two. And you know, that requires an awful lot of effort and an awful lot of understanding to get the idioms and the vocabulary right. Now you think the satisfaction it gives you to have a concept and put it into practice, realize the concept, and then see the concept working out. You think of old Daimler-Benz when they invented the car. He had the concept that you've got to convert energy expanding in all directions into one direction in a cylinder and connect it to a crankshaft, and he made the Daimler-Benz motor on that basis. But the joy, he says, of putting that concept into practice and working it out and seeing your car going chugging down the road with direction from directionless explosions was very great. And the old man was a satisfied old man because he puts his concepts into language form. Now you think of the Creator, and we're made in his image. We do get satisfaction from realizing and experimenting and putting concepts into real working form. After Jesus had done it with us, he looked at it, he looked at Adam and Eve, and he said, "It is very good." He saw that it was very good. He says the Creator, is the joyful one. That in his presence is fullness of joy. I wonder if that isn't connected with the marvels he did in instrumenting us so that we could use our instruments, the little bit of grey matter we've got up here, and using our hands and the muscular forces, because the muscular forces we use for our hands are modified muscle cells, converted into brain. That's how it works. So if you've merely got brawn on your arm, it doesn't mean to say you've got grey matter up here. But there's a potentiality of converting a bit of brawn into brain, and I think it's a very good thing to do. But people are all out for brawn today, but not out for brain, are they much? Now, think of God putting out all these concepts into an information storage and retrieval system sufficient to make all the instruments of which I consist. Because I consist of lots and lots of component parts, you see. There's the four-chamber heart, which is quite a contraption when you have a look at it. And it pumps these enormous numbers of litres of blood round per day and per year, and keeps us going. Digests the food, enables me to think and talk to you. Now, think of God doing that. And when you look at all the instrumentation he's given us, you look at the taste buds he's given us round about here, just inside. I don't eat just to get the calories and the energy. I eat because I like it. It gives me great pleasure to eat, what do you call them, shrimps here or something like that? Bacon and eggs and things like that. I wouldn't say fish and chips because you'd think that I was a pleb if I said that, wouldn't you? But nevertheless, I do like them, fish and chips. Now, why should that be connected with pleasure? Why should the fact that when my eyes see the mountains, that gives me very great pleasure indeed? When I see people who haven't gone to sleep when I've been talking for 10 minutes, that gives me very great pleasure. In fact, all my instrumentation is obviously ending up in giving me the sense of pleasure.